everybody, it's Official Guy Reviews back with you during this crazy quarantine. Things are changing. Who knows what's happening? I am going to do a little bit of a different one today. It's still a review, but as you can see, I'm going to take a look at HelloFresh here. My wife and I have ordered it for myself and her, and it's left us enough. We've just done the two-person one for the past week. This is our second order coming in now. Basically, we got the discount code. The first one's cheaper, and then the next one's back to regular price, which we're just kind of weighing out whether it's worth our while or not. Figure we would help out with giving you guys a little bit of quick tip and trick for you that we've encountered so far in our first week. It's a quality little product. Honestly, I'm super impressed as far as shipping goes. You do pay for shipping. Normally it's $9.99, at least here in Canada. I don't know what it is stateside, but it does seem to come from the Mississauga, Toronto area. It does come on ice, with ice packs, I should say, which are nice because you can actually reuse them fantastically. We've already done that once or twice too. Throw them in the cooler and you're good to go. So that's been nice. It makes you feel like you're eating a little healthier. Your portions are, if you're a problem with me, like you have huge portion control issues, well, this is a beauty because it gives you two portions for what a portion should be, and we've had enough in that to feed the little one, our 13-month-old, or 14-month-old now. So we did leave a little bit of food there for that end too. And it's been a fun little process, honestly. Every week you go through, you choose your options over here. So basically you've got your selections that go right through the screen here. You can see I've got my weeks up top that you can choose. And then you've got the ability to treat friends and everything up here. So you can go through your calendar. You'll see you just have the little minus sign. They've got your delivery details here. You can change. You see the little minus sign. You can actually just go through anytime before Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. is their cutoff date. It looks like, for us at least, they ship on Tuesdays, and you can see here upcoming change by, right? So this is our previous week here. So this is our week we've got here. This is the one we're going to open up together here, so you can kind of see what the layout's like. So we've got the turkey burrito bowl, the chicken pear Waldorf salad, roasted shrimp and asparagus linguine, and then rigatoni and a tomato blush sauce. So they send 4. You can add further meals if you want to add more and pay more. And then for these guys here, you'll see it's already on its way. So what you do is, all you do is you go in, you click the minus sign on something that you wouldn't want. Say, for example, okay, we'll take that off. It'll remove it, and then you just scroll down. You can see my total here. You scroll down, and you can pick out any of these. One thing you want to make sure you note is obviously right here, you've got, if there's an additional per serving, certain things you'll have fancy meals or whatever. Like this, for example, is $6 more per serving, as is the peanut butter burger. So you can kind of go through and check them all out. There's a $6.99 per serving for a long weekend grill thing. You can see here they've got the little leaf if it's a veggie. So it's pretty cool. Honestly, the app is just as clean as this if you're just using it on your phone. You can actually just log in and do everything right from your phone, which is fantastic. I'm a pretty huge fan of that, to be completely honest. So with this here, if I see something that I want instead, I just go down, find out what we're looking for here. Let me see. And then there is the side, of course, garlic bread there. It is $4.99 for that there. So we'll go through and just pick something else out here. I feel like, let's see, sure. So if we just add this here, it tells you how long to make it as well, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And then there's my meals for next week, right? So I've got their incoming. Actually, I think I added 2 of those now. Their incoming, you're good to go there. So it's a clean, easy process, honestly. And I feel like it lets you take a little more charge of your weekly food. And I feel like it's something that also you don't have to worry too much, especially with all this craziness with the virus. It just comes to your door, you're good to go. If you want, you pop it open, disinfect everything, and you're good to go. So it is really nice. So I just wanted to give you a couple little tips and tricks here that we've already noticed. We have a couple of friends who've been doing it for a while, and they've kind of given us a few tips. And I just want to let you know what you can expect from the box here. So you pop it open. It's got this topper to keep things sealed in. It's kind of like a honeycomb pattern topper, like so, right? That folds over top. Then you have your meal cards. So these make it super simple, super straightforward meal cards. So there's, like we were looking at before, there's that chicken and Waldorf salad. There's the turkey burrito bowl. We've got the roasted shrimp and asparagus linguine. This was a little bit extra. I think it was $1.99 per person. I thought, you know what, it looks good for what it is. And then you got your rigatoni and blush tomato sauce. So the cool part is you'll see at the top, it says family, right up in the corner over here, family, how long it's going to take, how it should obviously look at the end, the ingredients that you're going to include in this one here, right? And then on the back, just a one simple card placard. I mean, you can always just save this as well. It'll tell you to start up here. Start here, tells you what you want to do, preheat your oven, wash the produce. It tells you all your nutritional information through here, allergens. You may get a sub out. So last week we had the Chinese almond bok choy chicken, and there was no almonds in it. It was cashews we had, and there was a substitution also. Instead of pine nuts, we got walnuts. So just a point of note, make sure you note your allergens, because they will take note of that, and then they won't substitute, I would assume, anything where you'd be allergic to. So in through the back, you follow along your steps here. It tells you in through, you can order this in different sizes, obviously, right? So in through there, it'll just walk you through the process. None of them are any more than like 6 simple steps. Like, it's pretty solid. Like if we go, there's the one, there's the next. So it's pretty solid. There'll be a couple steps sometimes mixed in, but it does a really good job of logically breaking down what you head to next. This one's even shorter at 5 steps. So it is really, really handy. You throw that on the counter, you're good to go. It makes it super clean and easy. I'm not a fantastic chef, and it made me feel pretty fancy. And also, the nice perk to it is the house smells amazing. Then you got this little tray that just kind of sits over top right here, right? Pop that off. And then you get into the inside of the box. So the actual box itself has all these packed paper bags, and you'll see all the different colors there for the different meals that we have. The top cardboard I had already pulled off, but there was a couple ice packs on top of that. They're just the refreezable kind of ones that you can either drain and recycle or just keep using for a while. So I'll pull these out here for you, and I'll give you a couple tips and tricks that I was advised of by friends and family. So there's all our 4 bags, because we have 4 meals. In the bottom, you'll generally find your proteins. So we've got our chicken here. It's all supposed to be all locally sourced. So there's the chicken breast there in a nice little package. I will say the quality of the meat is really solid. I haven't had any issues at all with our past week. It was delicious. There's a little container of minced turkey in through. And we've got, for the linguine, we've got our Pacific white shrimp here, right there. Right, so definitely nice. In the bottom, you've got a little thing that divides below, and then the divider is just so you can get some more ice packs in underneath to keep things nice and cool. So super, super handy, honestly. So I'll toss those back in there, and I'll kind of show you bag-wise what to expect here. So obviously your proteins are not in the bag, but it's pretty straightforward which proteins you use. It says on the placards. Here's what kind of the bag looks like. So on this side, you've got, I've already torn them because I kind of dug into it. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, but I thought it would be handy for you guys. So that's got all your nutritional information, right? And then the details, everything. On this side, it just has your little HelloFresh. Exactly what you need inside is right there, right? So if you can kind of see, right? It's nice and clean look. And then in the front here, one thing I want to draw your attention to that we definitely did not notice last week is it tells you the recipe name, but if you look down here, there's useful information. Pull out the basil. So that's why this one's popped open already, because I did indeed pull out the basil, but there is the basil. So it just wants you to pull it out so it's not getting a little bit gross inside there. We've got, it's everything you need. I think the only thing you really need is butter, oil, salt and pepper. I think that's about it. Other than that, they provide everything else. We've had ranch, DIY ranches where they provide the little packets of like vinegar and mayonnaise and everything else to go with it. There's a thing of the tomatoes there. Tomatoes were generally pretty good last week. It was like heirloom tomatoes. There's a couple rough ones, but what are you going to do? So here's our little packages here. I'm experiencing this the first time with you guys because I have not opened this yet. I opened it, but I only pulled the basil out. So there's 2 little kind of plastic containers of the balsamic vinegar, which will go together with the recipe. You've got your Parmesan cheese, so you don't have to worry about that. Good to go there. This one here, they've got some red onions pre-chopped for you, so you don't have to worry about crying, which is fantastic. Oh, upside down. There you go. So you don't have to worry about that. There is your 2 packages of your sour cream. right? So that's there. And we've got some Italian tomatoes crushed. Look at that. Cola Vita. I did find that, honestly, they didn't skimp on ingredients. It was nice. The meat was really solid quality. There we go. Some fresh bocconcini for this recipe. You got a couple in there. 2, 3, it feels like. So, decent portions. I mean, I did find, and then there's a garlic clove, 2 garlic cloves, and this looks to be vegetable broth concentrate. So the nice thing is they give you everything you need outside of some very, very basic staples, which you'll definitely have. I mean, at the end of the day, it's stuff that you can even run to the, little corner store and grab if you had to. And then you've got your meals through the week. So it just depends on how you eat. So that's an example of kind of what to expect. But yeah, you definitely want to watch here, because this is going to be a really useful note for you. Some of them won't have any, which is totally fine. Let's see, this one here is our turkey burrito bowl. So this one you'll note, I don't even think I put it back. It's still in our vegetable and fruit bowl. Pull out the avocado. The avocado was ripe. What I find is there is ones that specifically state, this is a perfect example, ones that specifically state cook me by. So this is our roasted shrimp and asparagus. So obviously there's a reference point for that. They want to make sure that if you are waiting for the week to cook it, you don't mess around with this one, because things are going to start going not so fresh, right? You're not going to get the HelloFresh anymore. So then we go to this one, which is the pear and Waldorf salad. And in the pear and Waldorf salad, you'll notice there's no extra notes. So some of them don't have the notes, some of them do. That being said, if you don't have any with a date note that's telling you we suggest you eat it by this point, I would still kind of roll through, because there was a few ingredients. Last week we left the bok choy, and maybe I just read it wrong, but we left the bok choy a little longer than I think we should have. I think we should have probably cooked that earlier. It was still good, but the bok choy was a little wilty, maybe, if I would have pulled that out. And maybe that's just me missing a note, honestly. So this is why I'm strongly suggesting this. So overall, I would say for me, we're looking, it's around $100 Canadian. At least this is our week here. Around $100 all in. So for example, the linguine and everything week was like 103 tax in. That's, I think, regular price from what I've seen. So it's not bad. It's like $90 plus $10 worth of shipping. So it comes to $100. If you do promo codes, it'll discount it $10 or $20, depending on what one you do. I just use like the Armchair Expert one, DAX. No affiliation with it, no sponsorship, but you guys know if I can save you some money, I will. And DAX worked for me. You'll see, actually, if I show you here, this one is running, there's the promo code. So the Pronto box for us. You can also put in your preferences. There's a few different regular meals or meal styles. So if you don't eat beef or you don't eat pork, you can note that. That being said, my wife doesn't eat pork or beef. There was no pork and beef other than going full vegetarian, which is totally fine, because all you do, like I said before, is you just scroll down, you minus out whatever you don't want, and then you're good to go anyway. So it really wasn't a big deal for that. So yeah, like, see, we can just go through. I could just sub out. Sometimes it'll auto select a beef. You can choose like the chef's selection. It's pretty handy. Honestly, they've made it very, very simple. They've made it super straightforward, and I can appreciate that. I'm pretty impressed with it. Overall, there's that side. So it's saying, do you want to add this now that you've saved your menu? And I'm just going to say skip extras, because I don't need the garlic bread. That's totally fine. So there's my order completed. And then it's when it's coming through, right? So 4 meals, Tuesday, June 30th, which is great. That's perfect. And then if we go forward, you can actually plan way ahead. Like, as you can see, like, they've already on to the next week here. So obviously this is a pan-seared steak week. Obviously we don't eat the steak. So that being said, I mean, I would, but it's not for my wife. So obviously it doesn't make sense for me to get that. All you do is just minus it off, and then you can go down and add whatever you want. And it's really solid. Like some of the salmon meals, like for example here, this is not too bad, only $3 extra serving, but the meals are really, really clean. They're super tasty, and the portions are solid. Like, I'm a big guy, obviously, and I would say for the most part, when I finish the meal, I'm feeling comfortable. I'm not stuffed, of course, which is good because that's the purpose, but I am definitely comfortable. So I think at the end of the day, it's definitely a decent option for you if you got a few bucks lying around, and if you have a habit of going to the grocery store, and when you are there, especially since we can't get there as often right now, if you have a habit of overspending on random impulse items, this might just be your way of avoiding that. You create an easy whatever menu for your breakfast and lunch, something simple, and then you have your nice mix up for dinner, and it works really solidly. I know a lot of people are in intermittent fasting right now, and if you go that route, this is even easier because you're having less meals through the day for the most part. If you're doing only a 2 meal a day, then boom, you create yourself a nice simple generic lunch, and then you got a nice fancy dinner every single night. I haven't seen any so far that are over about 40-45 minutes to make, and everything flows really nicely. So as you cook, I do find that it does a good job of walking you along to the next step. But just make sure you read carefully, because there's sometimes you'll miss a little this and that. It'll say split half of the garlic, for example, over to this thing, and then move the other half here. Just keep an eye on that. But the other nice part about the little menu cards, for example, you can find them wherever I set them. The other beautiful part about the menu cards is that actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but in the corner right here, it even tells you what to bust out. So it's saying, for this recipe, you're going to need parchment paper, large nonstick pan, 2 baking sheets, large bowl, paper towels, whisk, small bowl, and measuring spoons, which is super nice. There's your allergens and everything, and then how to make everything. It's a nice, easy flow. I do like it quite a bit. For the money, I think it's not unreasonable. I feel like I automatically assumed it would be insanely expensive. And overall, if you just went and bought the stuff, it probably is a little bit more expensive. However, the chances of you throwing random crap into your cart, if you're that kind of person like me, then it's probably a good idea, and it'll end up saving you money in the long run, I think. So I hope that helps out a little bit, guys. I appreciate you stopping back again. I've been debating whether I should get on weekly videos and whatnot, and honestly, I think my opinion on it is I just want to do videos for stuff that's pertinent. I don't want to force out videos unnecessarily. If there's anything that jumps into my life that seems to be really helpful or super useful or I'm really enjoying, I'm going to make sure that I get a review out there for you guys. But I don't want to just be reviewing like random toilet paper or something. So if you do have any comments, feel free to throw them down below. If you have experiences with HelloFresh or any of the other ones that do the meal shipping, let me know what you think. Yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon. Take care.